Hello, it's that time for Talk About Jesus Everyday TAJED again. We're continuing on Matthew chapter 22 from verses 34 to 40. And I read again. It states that, but when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. See, this is the first and great commandment. Say, and the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Say, on these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. You know, looking at Matthew chapter 21, we've heard things like they marveled at his teachings. They were astonished at his response. They were amazed. And then you'll be wondering, these are phrases that are synonymous to something good, but yet they still keep coming back to tempting. It just reminds us that, we're in this race as soldiers, and that we ought to be prepared at all times because the enemy does not give up. The enemy keeps coming. If you pass one temptation, he's preparing another one. You're passing one trial, he's preparing another one. So please, you are advised to stand guarded. Stand at alert. Let your antennas be at alert, knowing that the one who is raging a battle against us does not give up, but is always scheming. Now, the most important catch here is that Jesus' response to the Pharisees this time is that the first commandment is that we're to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our mind. Say, and the second is like unto it, we're to love our neighbors as ourselves. And then it says, on these two commandments is the entirety of the law and the prophets. Let no one teach you otherwise. Haters cannot make it to heaven. While I understand that there's been questions like, is it possible to like everyone? It is difficult to like everyone. Honestly, in life, some people have character flaws that are intolerable. But while these are there, it is important that we know that God already knew that these people would exist before he still commanded us to love. So what we owe to humanity, our fellow humans, is the agape love. It is okay to put things in check, set healthy boundaries to protect relationships so that we don't see ourselves, where we don't want to find ourselves. But while we're trying to put checks on healthy relationships, on guarding ourselves from, characters that are highly flawed, it is important that we understand that we are required to love them. So please apply wisdom. You can dislike the character, but you cannot hate the person. Sometimes I'm like, it's not possible to like everyone. Yeah, I cannot like everyone, but I have to love everyone. The agape kind of love, the God's kind of love. Because you're not liking them looks like because of the actions, not because of the being that God has created for himself. So please, let's know how to separate loving and still keeping healthy boundaries and not tilting towards hate, tilting towards dislike. Please, we need to check this so that we're still in faith. We're still able to walk boldly into our Father's kingdom when the time comes. I'll end it there today. And please, the Lord bless you even as you hear, you yield, and you heed to the teachings of Jesus Christ. Bye for now.